We move on. In the past, the LGBT community couldn't donate blood as they were seen as being at high risk of being infected with HIV. The policy was widely criticized as unfair, unfairly targeting gay men, allowing heterosexuals with multiple partners to donate blood despite increased risks of transmitting HIV and hepatitis. Now, last year, the South African National Blood Service implemented a change in screening of donors. The change meant that anyone, regardless of their sexual orientation, could give blood, provided they've been in a sexual relationship for 6 months or more and that they remain in a monogamous relationship. Now, from the South African National Blood Service, we are joined today by Vanessa, Raju, the Brand and Communications Manager. Very good morning to you, Vanessa.
Good morning.
That was a mouthful. What's inspired the change in policy?
Well, believe it or not, believe it or not, South Africa has been forward-thinking in terms of the policy change over years. Many countries actually defer people who have had male-to-male sex for life, even if it was just once.
Yeah.
And we have, over the years, made changes. Previous to the last change, it was a 6 months deferral. And now, obviously, looking at the environment, we do constant research in our country. And the changes came about with the fact that we're able to ensure that our blood is still safe by the screening, ensuring that whether you're heterosexual or gay, you will be able to donate blood, provided you are in a monogamous relationship more than 6 months, as you mentioned.
How foolproof is your process of screening blood? And how much blood do you find that is not suitable?
Well, our screening goes through various methods. Obviously, our questionnaire is the first basis of screening. The questions are designed to ensure safety of blood, and that we rely greatly on the honesty of the donor. Obviously, if a person lies on it, it's difficult to pick up. But over and above that, we're one of the few countries that do individual testing of our blood. What that means is when you donate blood, irrespective of how many times you donate, your blood will be tested for HIV, hepatitis B and C, and syphilis individually. Whereas some countries, they pool a group of people's blood that's been donated, do the testing. We can't take that risk, so we do individual testing.
What about the LGBT community and the stigmatization that has happened with them? Are you putting steps in place to help to erase that stigma, if one can do that?
Well, I must say we've far gone from there. Last year, when the policy change was implemented in May, it was a very positive response from the communities that were previously affected, and we haven't had any issues so far. We can't tell you whether or not the gay community has increased our blood donation, because there isn't a question to ask you of your sexuality. Yeah. But obviously that was a factor that was an issue amongst the people, and those who are eligible to donate are donating, obviously.
Are you communicating with the LGBT community on this kind of thing, or do you think that's maybe a little bit too difficult?
No, it's more a national communication, because right now we're not focused on race, sexual orientation. It's whether or not you're eligible and you meet the criteria, and those are the people we recruit.
Now, July is Blood Donor Month. June. See, my producers, they will sell me down the river every time. Anyhow, it's June, that's Blood Donor Month. Now, every time we see the stats come up, it says that we are 3 days away from running out of blood. How has Blood Donor Month gone so far then?
Well, from an awareness point of view, I think we've done a great job in terms of making people aware that June is National Blood Donor Month. June 14th internationally is International Blood Donor Day. But it hasn't really impacted greatly on our blood stocks, which is an issue. Right now we have about 3 days blood available, which isn't where we should be. We ideally would like to be at 5. But we do know the next 3 to 4 weeks is a difficult period with the holidays and the midst of winter upon us. It does affect our blood stocks year on year.
Now, the targets that you talk about 3 days, just explain to us how it works, that you come up with, we've got 3 days and we need 7 days, for instance, in order to be comfortable.
So we aim to collect 3,000 units a day. For every day we don't collect that amount, it gets carried forward to the next day. So, for example, if we collect 2,000 yesterday, tomorrow we'd need to collect 4,000. And that would give us, if we make the target of 3,000, have an average of 5 days. On any given day, if you ask us how much of blood we have for the next 5 days. Whereas now I'm telling you that at the moment we have blood for the next 3 days. So we need to up our collections, because if it gets any worse, 3 days will drop to 2 and further. And when we get to 2, it really becomes a critical situation, because then we hit a crisis level and the impact is huge. You know, it's hospitals that are affected, doctors, patients on treatment, people have to wait for blood, and we ideally wouldn't want that situation again.
But the campaign seems to be working, Vanessa. Well done. Thank you for joining us, Vanessa. Raju, the Brand and Communications Manager of the SANBS? Yes, the South African National Blood Service. Thanks, Vanessa.
Thank you.